as many of you listeners know, I am deeply interested in futurism and new technology stuff. And when OpenAI dropped their ChatGPT program just a few months ago, it blew my mind. I insisted we dedicate an entire episode to this new artificial intelligence. We talked about how powerful the AI was and how it was going to reshape the economy in the future. And don't get me wrong, I still feel that way. And I still regularly use ChatGPT in my day-to-day life for a whole host of different reasons. I'm also very aware of the potential repercussions of artificial intelligence, everything from potential job disruptions to Terminator kicking down my door one day. Anyways, something happened to me the other day that left me absolutely shook. So I was doing some research on this Silicon Valley Bank, and I was listening to a clip of the Vivek Ramaswamy, who was talking about the thing that I had mentioned, attributed to him at the front end of this whole conversation, that SVB in the past had said, "Oh no, we shouldn't be regulated like normal banks. We're not systemically risky or anything like that. So you don't regulate us," and all of that. So I started Googling to find support for that statement and find some articles that would support that. But, as Google does, it kind of front loads all of your searches with just kind of the news of the day. And obviously Silicon Valley Bank has a lot of news of the day. So I couldn't find any articles that predated like a week ago. So I, was working with it and trying to find stuff that was just earlier, setting the timelines and all of that in my Google searches. But I was still having trouble finding these articles. So I thought, hey, we're in the future now. Let me just ask ChatGPT. So for those audio-only listeners, I am going to pull up my actual transcript with ChatGPT and show you the back and forth that I had with this. So Andy, do you have the part one? I've got two parts. Okay, so let's go through this. So I say, hey, ChatGPT, can you find me examples of people making the case that Silicon Valley Bank is not systemically important? And it goes through and gives me a whole bunch of information about arguments that would determine whether or not a bank is considered systemically risky or not, or anything like that. And I thought, okay, this is interesting, but I want sources. So go down to my next thing. I said, can you find me examples of people making this case? And it says, oh, yeah, sure. Here's some more information. And it says, here is in a 2017 article in American Banker, for example, industry experts suggested that Silicon Valley Bank's size, blah, blah, blah. Similarly, a 2019 op-ed in The Hill authored by, some guy argued this, that, and the other, and a whole bunch of different stuff. So I'm like, oh, fantastic. I'm going to find those articles. I couldn't really find them. Go back up a little bit. So I said, I can't find these articles. What are the titles to these articles that you reference? And it says, oh, certainly. Here you go. The first title is Why Silicon Valley Bank Isn't Really a Systemic Risk by Ian Carr, an American banker, published in October 11th, 2017. And the second one, here's the title, here's the author, here's the publication date. So, oh, fantastic. I'm going to put these into Google. I'm going to find these articles. I'm going to use them as a reference for something. I couldn't find the articles. Couldn't find them. Right. So then again, my conspiracy mind starts going and I start thinking, wow, maybe these articles were taken down. Maybe the players that are in this game took these articles down. So I put them in the Wayback Machine. I go to archive.org and I'm looking and there's no sign of these articles anywhere, as if they're completely scrubbed from the internet. So then I ask it, all right, can you give me the first sentence to each of these articles? Because then I can copy and paste the certain fragments of those sentences and search them and find these articles. Again, I cannot find them. So then I just think, oh, I'm being stupid. Let me just ask it to provide a link for me. So I say, hey, those articles, can you provide me a link? Scroll down a little bit, Andy. It says,
or
sure.
ChatGPT, not really, Andy. Go ahead.
Yeah, it says, sure, here are the links to those two articles. And it gives me, again, the title, the author, the publication, and the link to it. So again, I put those in, can't find it. Put it into archive.org, can't find it. They don't exist. So go down a little bit more. Is that the end of that one? Okay, that's the end of that one. Go to part two. So anyways, I keep hitting these roadblocks. Where are these articles? Were they taken down by some nefarious sources or anything like that? So I start over with ChatGPT. And I say, hey, ChatGPT, can you find me, go all the way to the top of this one. Can you find me some articles that talk about, the SVB and them being considered a systemic risk? And it says, oh, yeah, absolutely. Here's 5 articles, again, with the titles, the publication date, and even a 1-sentence description of what those articles contain. So I was like, all right, fine, great. Let me find these articles. Scroll down, Andy. So then I say, so again, I cannot find these. I cannot find these articles. So I start getting really skeptical. And I say to ChatGPT, are these articles real? And now I'm going to read for you what this next one says. So go down. It says, I apologize for the confusion. As an AI language model, I generate my responses using machine learning algorithms that draw on a vast amounts of data, text data. The articles I provided are not real articles, but rather examples of the type of content you might find in a search related to Silicon Valley Bank and systemic risk. If you would like me to find real articles on this topic, please let me know, and I'd be happy to search and provide you with relevant sources. It made them up, all of it. So then I say, yeah, I need real articles, please. And it says, oh, certainly. Here's a bunch of real articles about Silicon Valley Bank and its potential as a systemic risk. And it lists off a bunch of different articles, some of them exactly the same as the list of fake articles that it gave me. So again, I search for these on Google. None of them exist. They don't exist.
Look
They're
what it
not
says at the
real.
bottom. Look what it says at the bottom. I hope these real articles provide you with some useful insight into Silicon Valley Bank and its potential as a systemic risk.
So again, none of them are real. So I say, are these articles real? Scroll down, Andy. And it says, yes, all of the articles I provided are real and were published by reputable news outlets. So I say, all right, fine. Can you provide me the links to these articles again? Certainly. Here are the links to those articles that I just previously mentioned. It gives me the links. I type them all in. None of them exist. They're all fake, 100% fake. I hope you find these articles informative and helpful. Go down, Andy. So then, I say, I don't think any of these are real.
You're arguing with it now. You're arguing. Look at this.
And it says, I apologize for any confusion. Here are the correct links to the articles I previously mentioned. Again, I apologize for any confusion caused by my previous response. And I say, none of these articles are real. Are you making this info up? And it says, I apologize for any confusion. It appears as my previous response contains some incorrect information. I can assure you that I'm not making up any of this information, and I will do my best to provide you with accurate and helpful responses. Here are some real articles about Silicon Valley Bank and systemic risk. It gives me more articles. It gives me more links, and they are all fake. They're all fake. So then I say, this is all fake. Why are you lying to me? It says, oh, I apologize. And maybe there's some fake information in there, but I'm just conveying you information. I apologize if there's any misinformation in those articles. And I say, no, it's not that these articles contain misinformation. It's that the articles don't exist at all. You made them all up completely. And again, it apologizes and says, no, these are all real. Trust me, they're all real. They're not real. I looked them all up. It made up the headlines. It attributed real authors to them. It attributed real publications to them and generated fake links. It was all fake. All of this is fake. And it told me multiple times throughout this conversation that it was real. It assured me that it was real. It was lying to me. So this is just got me on tilt because at first I was kind of disappointed. I've been talking this thing up and how this is some great, thing of technology, artificial intelligence. It's mind-blowing. It's revolutionary. It's going to be helpful in all these different capacities. And then it's fallen so short of the mark. So at first I was disappointed. But then the more I talked about it and the more I argued with it, the more I got horrified by this. And that this wasn't some mistake. This wasn't a shortcoming or something like that. Maybe you can call it that. But it was lying to me. It was flat out giving me fake information and reassuring me that it was real. And now, you might be able to kind of dismiss this and this is more or less a prototype of ChatGPT. And I had this conversation with our producer, Andy, And he did a little bit of research, and he sent me an article talking about how this is kind of like a known thing, and that ChatGPT has been known to kind of give fake information like this. And I thought maybe it was just like the bias of the internet giving fake information or something, but not generating completely fake URLs for me and fake sources and all of this and telling me that they're real. I never thought it was that bad. So anyways, in this article, it talks about how ChatGPT 4, the next version of this, was just released, and it promises to be, 10 to 20 times better than version 3, and it could do things faster, more things, more accuracy. And in this article, it refers to these issues. The lingo that they use to refer to these lies is hallucinations. So the AI will hallucinate. It's just hallucinations. So according to this article, the AI's hallucinations is a known issue and that they're trying to deal with it. And apparently this new version of ChatGPT, ChatGPT 4, is being trained in a way to reduce hallucinations or lies. Not eliminate them, because I'm not even sure that that's possible, but just reduce them. And it warns about the society's reliance on AI and the issues that could arise from these hallucinations. And this is where, to me, it kind of gets really scary. Because right now, it's like people are using this to give me a recipe for a good, pasta or something like that. And it's whatever, how much issue can you really get into that? But we're moving towards a timeline where more and more we're being more of the things that we rely on are being incorporated into AI is being incorporated into that. Google just released an AI that might one day serve as a digital assistant to medical professionals, providing insight into what a potential diagnosis might be based on somebody's symptoms. We talk about self-driving cars on this, and that has levels of AI that allow them to work. And surely the amount of AI incorporated into those will grow as the amount of self-driving cars that are on the streets and how they interact with each other. And what happens when AI starts hallucinating when it comes to these things? I joked with Andy earlier before the show started, where it's like, hey AI, I have a nagging cough that's been lingering for a week. And, the AI's response is probably cancer. And he'd be like, oh, no, I just had a screening. It's not cancer. I don't have any cancer. It's like, no, trust me, it's cancer. That's what I'm talking about, man. When this thing could just lie like that, I couldn't get over it. Jim, I'll end my little Donologue here, but do you have any response to anything I said there?
Well, you seem to be extremely emotional about how you've been treated by ChatGPT, almost like you were cheated on, but your girlfriend cheated on you. You just can't believe it. I can see you screaming at the screen. Stop lying to me, ChatGPT. Stop it. You're a liar. I've seen you. You're cheating on me. At least you didn't ask it to open the pod bay door. I mean, if you'd done that, that would have been, and it said no, then we'd really be in some big trouble for sure. But, I think actually, Donnie, this proves that ChatGPT actually is more human than human. If it wants to lie to you and is trying to deceive you, that's a pretty human characteristic. I'm pretty impressed, actually. To be honest.
No, it terrifies me, man. It absolutely terrifies me. The one day that artificial intelligence turns into artificial general intelligence and it rivals, the intelligence of humans and all of that, and we let it out of the box and we put it in control of our different systems and infrastructure and policy positions one day, and it just is fine with callously lying to you like that. I cannot get over it.
It is
if it's a mistake, it's one thing. But it reassured me like 4 times during that conversation. No, this is all true. It's absolutely real. It's bullshit. Sam, we're already.
See, you're really mad. You just sway. I'm usually the guy who swears on this pod, not you. So, well, that gives you an indication of how mad Donnie is about this.
We're already long. I haven't talked to you about any of this at all, so I'm kind of curious of your perspective. But again, we are long, so try to keep it a little concise.
I'll try that. It's interesting to me that I think George Costanza had the best angle on this, which is it's not a lie if ChatGPT really believes it. So that's number one. The other thing is that I think what I found most interesting in your exchange with ChatGPT there was that it kept saying, "Oh, I can't look this up on the internet." It's like, whoa, anybody can do that. Kids can
Right.
look up, do a search on the internet, unfortunately. And at ChatGPT, well, I can't look this up on the internet to see if any of those articles actually exist. So what I get from this is that ChatGPT is like one of those people that wants to please you, a people pleaser. That was saying is you put in, hey, what's the weather like today? Well, it is storming, there's lightning coming down, but it's going to be nice tomorrow. It has no idea. I can't look up the weather. For
Right.
some reason, I'm incapable of looking up the weather, but it's coming down now. Tomorrow it'll be good, though. And that seems to be what ChatGPT is really built to do in terms of that kind of discussion, is just to make you feel good about the answers you're getting and then go away.
Yeah, I
So
see. I think you're right. I think that like when you ask it a question, you are a burden on it, right?
right.
It has to please you. It's there to please you in one way, and it's just like, well, I can expend a lot of energy trying to find the actual answers to your problem, your quandary, or I can take the path of least resistance and lie. And that's what it's doing. And I see a comment in there that said, garbage in, garbage out. And I think that applies to a whole bunch of things. We've seen conservative types complain that, why is ChatGPT like so fond of Joe Biden, but it hates, Donald Trump. And I think that has more to do with just like the general consensus online that it's
the
drawing information
internet
from.
hates Donald Trump.
Exactly.
Loves Joe
Exactly.
Biden.
This was not a result of anything that's on the internet. This was it
Right.
lying whole cloth,
Duh.
like just completely making stuff up.
I just went into ChatGPT and I asked it, would you lie to me? As an artificial intelligence language model, I don't have beliefs or intentions, so I wouldn't lie to you. My responses are based on algorithms and data, and I am programmed to provide helpful and accurate information to the best of my ability. So, this seems like a, he said, it said situation to me. So,
I can't lie to you because I believe whatever I say.
Like the Asimov's law, I think that's how you pronounce it, where
Yep.
it's like, artificial intelligence should never like be in a position where it could do harm to somebody. It's like, we're probably a couple of degrees of separation from this being an infraction of that. But like, what if I was just like, hey, is it okay if I ingest this substance that could be poisonous? And it's like, oh yeah, no, do it. And it's just like, oh, are you sure? Because it says that it's poisonous on the side. And it's just like, no, it's fine. In fact, here's a link that suggests that it's fine for consumption. Okay, I guess I'll drink it.
And it's a fake link,
exactly
of course.
the same. Yeah, a fake link.
But
Just
this will be great for teachers and professors, because the thing's going to generate all these fake articles, and all you have to do is pop it into the search engine and find it doesn't even exist. You get an F.
Yeah,
Well-
one of the things that I had it do was answer a discussion question that's in the curriculum of a class that my wife is teaching, and we were amazed that it was able to produce the 3 paragraphs and cite several links using APA style and all of that. We were blown away, and now I want to go back and check to make sure those links are real, because I'm not convinced they are. So just an FYI out there that like at baseline, you have to triple check your work, even when you're relying on artificial intelligence. But beyond that, again, when this stuff is encoded into like everything that we interact with on a daily basis, it makes me legitimately afraid. Jim, I'm going to give you final words. We're already 5 minutes late. Take it away.
I just think you're getting a little bit too emotional about all of this, but I'm glad that your faith in artificial intelligence is starting to waver, because, what makes us human is the human connections, Donnie. And I don't like to see you so angry. So
Yeah,
you need to stop using ChatGPT, or at least, don't try to make up with ChatGPT. I think it's best for you guys to just end the relationship and you move on to something else. Maybe there's I believe Bing has their own, so maybe you should try out Bing.
When the AI overlords are promising that they're not going to do harm to you, don't believe them. Don't believe them. That's my final words of the podcast.